continued and longtime support of Marillac St. Vincent. So please join me in congratulating her on the Outstanding Partner Award. Dress, but yeah. Making sure.
Thanks, Maureen. It's such a joy to be here and to receive this honor. St. Vincent's has woven through my life and our life as long as I can remember. From my mom at the auction, who here remembers the cow, Sister Katie, Father Bart, and now Maureen running the luncheon, which, by the way, will ensure that it will run like a Swiss watch. My oldest son, Finn, even had his birthday parties in that mysterious playground behind the gates, making him the envy of all at his preschool. So I appreciate all the nice things that Maureen said, but as my mother would say, I didn't get it falling out of a tree. And that is why what I'd really like to talk about today is my mom and why she is a role model, not only for our children, but for our time and our world right now. And because unlike what the rest of the world teaches you, to seek glory and praise and attention, she would never accept this honor, so we are going to do it for her and tell you why. So many of you know Jerry Gaynor, or others of you have just observed the wake. My mother is an unrelenting force of activity, continually focused on others, and an exemplary depiction of St. Vincent and the beacon of hope values. If her life were a Bible story, she would for sure be Martha, and would be wondering kind of about what Mary was doing in there. To say nothing of the oil and the foot massage. Who wants a foot massage? As a child, I never got that story, and to be honest, it's still a stretch. We chalked it up to that the book of Luke was written by men, because the manifestation of Christ in our lives was in the actions of my mom. Because Jerry Gaynor is in a state of constant motion, and all of it has a purpose. And her 6 children are but one recipient of that life force. She does a food pickup every Wednesday at Greater Chicago Food Depository and drops it off at Holy Family every week for years. She's a fixture at Smith Village, doctor's appointment, baths, shopping, therapy, Sundays at the Pad Shelter in Marquette Park, other Sundays at the shelter near St. Vincent or near Visitation. One day, my sister Sheila was home for college and doing laundry and found clothes in a washing machine that obviously were not ours. She asked my mom, and my mom said, "Oh, those are Susie's," as if Susie was our 5th sister or a living cousin. When she asked who Susie was, she explained that it was a paraplegic woman in the parish who she bathed and done laundry and grocery shopping once a week for a year. A year, and we had absolutely no idea. She had never mentioned it once. She does good works because that's what it means to her to be a person of faith, to be a Catholic. And this is for me the biggest and most important lesson. After confirmation, my mother told us, "You're a Catholic, so what? What are you going to do about it? Faith is work." She's also very comfortable pressing others into her orbit of service. One of my favorite stories was when she called Sheila's high school boyfriend from Sisters Lakes because we were out of town and it was her day to pick up Carol, a woman who is, to say the least, a character, from the parish who she took to therapy and county fair shopping every Friday. So like a good soldier, there was 18-year-old Brian Drum doing his duty. It is unclear if he has ever recovered. My own husband, Dennis, has some PTSD from manifesting one of Jerry Gaynor's other life rules. Never leave the event without the centerpiece. When we were first dating, she handed Dennis an especially flamboyant centerpiece and said, "Here, take this. Fran Casey is having a shower tomorrow, and this will look great in the entry." This was new for Dennis, and he all but begged to buy Fran Casey any centerpiece she would have wanted. But my mother responded in her practical standard, "Don't be ridiculous, they're right here." Ever since then, he has learned to be far away from the table at the end of the event to avoid repeating that walk of shame past all the other guys out to the parking lot. We also thank goodness for her amazing genetics. When Dennis and I first started dating, my sisters were younger. I'm the oldest. They were 7th grade up to their 20s. And Dennis would say, you guys should just carry a picture of your mom around when you're dating and say, this is what you have to look forward to. She taught us to revere and love our mother by the example she set with my grandparents. She taught us to see it as a gift and a joy, to be the one that is around for the big moments and the not so fun ones too. That as brothers and sisters flew in and arrived for holidays, that she was the lucky one who got to take her parents to doctor's appointments and grocery shopping and watch Wheel of Fortune, or at least clean the house while Wheel of Fortune was on in the living room. That is the cornerstone of her faith and her practice. And so she does it without asking or needing recognition. And this does not derive from some lack of self. Perhaps the most valuable lesson to give your children, and especially your daughters, is that it's derived from an unrelenting sense of self that creates the freedom to do what is needed. Great works, like turning water into wine, they get all the attention. But what made Jesus a radical was his constant kindness and ability to find the humanity in everyone, most especially those who were considered not worthy of dignity, like the poor, the lepers, Mary Magdalene. St. Vincent, similarly, founded the Sisters of Charity and Daughters of Charity around the same principle: constant care and love to the poor. To show kindness and to treat others as your equal is to give that person the dignity and the humanity that our self-focused society has often deprived them of. My mother lives this every day and has instilled the same values in us. Most of her children spent their years after college either in the Jesuit Volunteer Corps or the Peace Corps. All her children married Catholics and are raising their own children Catholic. Mother Teresa says that there are no great things, only small things done with great love. But it then follows that there are great lives, and that they are the totality of thousands and thousands of things done with love. Things that eschew the grand gesture for the unadorned effort. The ability to put others first, to think of others first, to manifest love and faith into what one person in the world needs right now. Because as Father Wall said, like the church, motherhood is also not a member-centered activity. It is a mission-driven function meant to change the world for the better. So thank you, Mom. Thank you for your unrelenting love for me, for all of us, for this city. It is why I am inspired on a daily basis to protect the most vulnerable, support the worker, and bring dignity to those who need it most. Thank you.
Gator, can you please stand up so we can acknowledge you appropriately? Please.
Beautiful, Bridget.